As I look back in retrospect over my life, most of it, if not all of it, I have spent in trying to secure peace of mind. To put it in 3 little words, peace of mind has been my objective from as long as I can remember. Plain old simple, peace of mind. And if we're totally honest with ourselves, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, out of all of our doing, out of all of our getting, out of all of our pursuing, out of all of our involvement with life, as it were, all we're really looking for is plain old peace of mind. That's it. We may find ourselves involved in relationships that don't work, pursuing particular careers. For me, I was at one time going to school, didn't work out, trying to be a musician, and that served its purpose during that time, but it didn't give me any real fulfillment. One thing after the other, we chase after prestige, status, material gain. I am my house, I am the car I drive, I am the clothes I wear, I am the people I know, I am my bank account, I'm my career, I am the places I've traveled. Material form of some kind. Bottom line, I was trying to find peace outside of myself, and for the most part it was to no avail. I kept running into the same wall. And if I experienced any amount of happiness and contentment, it was very short-lived. It was here today and gone today. No long extended periods of time. Of course, I had 2 beautiful children. That was a moment in time that was joyous, but that at some point didn't really give me the inner peace that is necessary, even despite of our circumstances. We can reach a point where no matter what's going on around us, we can still maintain that peace that passeth all understanding that Scripture talks about. And so it led me on a journey. It led me on a journey in the midst of a series of, as I would like to put it, divine setups. One situation after the other drove me and fostered in me this insatiable drive to find what I felt deep down within was the answer to the reasons why I wasn't finding any peace of mind. I know it was out there somewhere, but I just could not seem to grasp hold of it. And so I stumbled, for lack of a better word. I don't like to use that word because the implication there is that it was coincidental. And I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in accidents. I believe there is an order of things that transpires in every one of our lives. Divine order, if that's what you want to call it, providence, however you want to phrase it. I believe that there is order even in the midst of seemingly disorder. and things work out the way they should. And so I found myself coming across information that ultimately led me to an awakening. That term is used a lot in spiritual circles, where one actually awakens to the reality of who we really are in our innermost being. When we become conscious is another term that is used in the midst of our unconscious experiences here, speaking for myself, living day to day, not really realizing that the thoughts in my head had nothing to do with who I really am in my spirit. We are first and foremost spirit. We have a body. We are engaging in an human experience here on earth, but that is not who we are at the end of the day. In April of 2009, as aforestated, I experienced an awakening as a result of studying a lot of spiritual material, which involved readings. And I began to discover that a common thread that ran through all of this material was this element concerning the ego. Eckhart Tolle says the ego is the false sense of self, not really who we are. It's the thoughts in our head as a result of our conditioning, where we were raised, how we were raised, our family and social ties, religious upbringing, community influences, and even the world at large. But this collective thinking, as it's been termed, has really no bearing on who we really are in spirit. And when we identify with our egos, we can often run into a lot of issues that arise with this false sense of self, the thinking that we hear, the thoughts that run through our mind that have really no bearing on reality, for the most part. Not all of it, but for the most part, the thinking is illusionary. And we find ourselves fearful for no reason. We're constantly in conflict. We're at war in our relationships for no apparent reason. Always striving to be right in every situation. Trying to maintain some superiority on some level. Attempting to make everyone else feel inferior so we can feel good about ourselves. A whole lot of stuff that has nothing to do with us. But when we don't know that, and that was the case in my situation, totally oblivious to that, the ego was at play. And so my life was filled with misery and pain and tumultuous situations that I had no control over whatsoever, because I didn't know what was going on. And so I'm in this new place now. I've had this peace that I experienced for almost 3 years. That is not to say that there were times when it escaped me. And I'm laughing because I can look back at it now and laugh. It wasn't so funny then, but I can laugh with the confidence and the assurance, knowing that now I know what's going on when there is no peace. Fear is at play, and fear is an element of ego. So when you know that, you can make a better choice over your life, and your peace of mind stays intact, and it is our birthright to have peace, to have joy, to experience a level of unconditional love that you just cannot experience on an materialistic level. Identifying with things outside of yourself is what I want to say. It's not really all of this spooky stuff that some people might try to portray it as. And it is not anything that you have to have a PhD in. The fact of the matter is, it's available to us at any point we choose to have it. It's just a matter of us identifying what's going on at any moment and remaining present in the now, as it's been termed by many spiritual teachers. Not being caught up in the past, focusing a lot of your time on the future, none of which you have any control over. The past is gone, we can't experience it anymore, and the future is not here. All we have is now, right now. Now is where we experience our greatest joy, our greatest peace, and there is no illusion when we remain in the now. It's as simple as making a choice. But when we don't know that, we continue in our old repetitive behaviors, and the frustration mounts, the fear increases, the war and the conflict is magnified, and we continue to find ourselves in one situation after the other where there is just no peace. It's your birthright. You are loved unconditionally. Joy and peace is as close as making a choice. And you can have it.